don't ever let anybody rob you of your peace. Hi everyone, this is actually my third attempt at making this video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. My name's Mariana, and a couple of weeks ago I posted a video about 25 things that I wanted to complete on my to-do list before the beginning of 2025. And I spoke about, or I touched on decluttering, and I spoke about a little bit of a digital declutter and also a physical declutter of things around my home that I wanted to remove. But what I failed to mention is that decluttering doesn't just stop at digital and physical spaces. I'm also talking about mental spaces, and that can come in the form of what I wanted to discuss today, which is relationships. Relationship decluttering. It's my shaky camera. I'm on my way to Gawler for my Pilates instructor training course, and the roads are a little bit rough, so I'm sorry. So I wanted to talk about relationship decluttering, and I know it can be difficult because it could be friends that you've had a long time or family members, but I'm talking about the people in your life that potentially don't support the vision you have for your life. They don't support you in general. They don't push you towards the person that you want to become. They tend to make you feel bad about yourself. They rob you of your confidence, your self-esteem. They can be very negative towards you. They just really affect how you feel about yourself, I think, is the biggest thing. And that's a big thing for me that I'm trying to manage at the moment. So the reason that this is my third attempt at trying to make this video is because the first two attempts I had made me feel quite emotional, and I'm not ready to really share that much of myself on YouTube yet, and maybe I don't know if YouTube are ready to see that yet. But anyway, now that I'm feeling a little bit more detached from the situation, I think I can speak to it a little bit better without all the emotion getting in the way. So there are particular people in my life that make me feel, well, they actually rob me of my confidence in myself. They make me view myself in a different light. Like, I'm not overly confident. I am quite introverted. I'm quite private. But when I look at myself, I think I'm a relatively decent human being, or at least I hope that I am. And at the risk of this sounding shallow, but I think to a degree I'm passable in a crowd. You know, I can get by. I'm not one that's ever going to be able to support myself on my looks. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, most of the time I feel pretty comfortable in my skin. You know, I take good care of myself. You know, and also as far as what I have, I've got my home, I've got my little car. You know, I'm not in any great debt other than my mortgage. Not that that's a great debt, but I have a good career that I've worked really hard at establishing. The things that I think a lot of people would like to have, and I'm very blessed to have them. And yet, there are certain people in my life that make me feel that I'm not good enough, that I am not worthy of what I already have, and I'm not worthy of anything more. And it's not just from a financial point of view, it's from a relationship point of view. They just have this real ability to make me feel less than. I have less than they have, and that's not just financially or in the manner of, you know, stuff. I don't look like they do. I am introverted, so I don't behave like they do, so that makes me worth less than what they are. And it's really weird because for the most part, when I'm not around these people, I'm quite happy. happiness, living my life, and yet when I'm around these people and I start to feel that way, for an example, just say we're all going out to dinner together and everyone gets dressed nicely and we've got our makeup on, whatever it is, you know, we all go out and I could be sitting there listening to the conversations because I tend to either not be included in the conversations or have no interest in what they're talking about anyway, which is fine. But, you know, you're sitting there and you're listening, and then I'll get up to go to the bathroom. You know, you're standing in front of the mirror and the person that I see reflected back at me is no longer my own image. And I start to see myself in the way that I feel they see me. And all of a sudden I go from a normal looking human being that's passable in a crowd to feeling like an absolute monster. And that's what I see in the mirror. I don't even see my own reflection anymore. Of course it's upsetting, it makes me feel very sad, but it also makes me doubt who I am as a person. It makes me doubt my choices, it makes me doubt who I am as a human being, it makes me doubt my values, and it just completely robs me of who I am. And then I feel that I stop showing up in the world as I should be showing up, as I want to show up. Like I suddenly feel like I'm no longer worthy of the life that I imagine for myself. And it's not a good place to be. You never want to view yourself in that way. And I would think that by the time you get to 46 years of age, like, you no longer give a rat's. Do you know what I mean? What anyone thinks of you, or, you know, how other people perceive you. You know, you shouldn't care about those things. But I think some things are just so deep-seated from a young age, they're really hard for us to shake off. And then we find ourselves comparing ourselves to them and feeling like we fall short. And that's not good. It's not good. Comparison really is the thief of joy. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I feel when I'm around certain people in my life. So, back to the subject of decluttering. Like I mentioned earlier, I know it's not easy when it's long-time friends or family members, but some things that you can put in place, and what I've put in place for myself the past few months is, and what I will continue to do, is set boundaries. You do not have to accept invitations to events where these people are going to be at if you don't want to go. If you do want to go and certain people are there that you don't want to interact with, just try and limit your exposure to them. Stay away from them. Find another group to sit with or to chat to. Because I'm telling you that for the couple of people in your life that are like that, there are a lot of others in your life that see you for who you are, that appreciate you for who you are, and find value in you. Do not allow the reflection that you see in other people's eyes be who you allow yourself to become, because that's how they perceive you to be. Do you know what I mean? We are all worthy of good relationships. We are worthy of being around people that lift us higher, that make us feel good about ourselves, that make us feel confident, that make us feel beautiful, because we are all of those things in our own way. And I hope that if anyone sees this video, that it brings you value and comfort, that you're not the only one that sometimes is made to feel that way by certain people in your life. But you have the power to change the dynamic of any relationship. And if you don't have the energy to do so, just separate yourself, walk away, because don't ever let anybody rob you of your peace. Protect protect your peace no matter what. And I speak from experience. And quite often these days I do just say no to invites. I don't think that I need to attend any event that I'm going to be made to feel uncomfortable, that I'm going to be made to feel unworthy or ugly or less than. I don't want to leave a place and feel like where I've had my confidence and my self-esteem just basically ripped away from me. And you shouldn't have to do that either. And in actual fact, you don't have to do that. You just have to say no. It's simple. I know it's easier said than done, but sometimes you have to do these things for yourself, because at the end of the day, the relationship that you have with yourself is the most important relationship that you're ever going to have, and that's the one that should be nurtured and worked on and treasured. Because at the end of the day, these people will no longer be there for you, and you have to live with you, and you're absolutely worthy of having a good life without having people tell you otherwise. That was just my thought for today that I wanted to share. Excuse the rant. Anyway, if any of my comments in this video resonated with you, please drop me a comment and give me a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm push my videos out to amazing people like yourselves. Also, one of my goals for the end of 2024 is to reach 250 subscribers. So if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and join me for other future videos whereby I rant my miscellaneous thoughts. Anyway, that's it from me today, guys. Until the next one, I hope you all have a fabulous day. Bye.